Monday, Tuesday, Gronk Day. Listen, people, Rob Gronkowski, who's taking over every Wednesday for the entire hour, is here, and he and I won a parlay last week, so we're celebrating with this. Do you know what this is? Can I just tell you what? Do you know how they treat me? Andre? Andre? There's like a handle of McCormick's or Pop-Off from the vodka section back in the day. All right, and he's going to torch some NFL quarterbacks, I understand. Mm-hmm. He has a very special edition of You Have One Rob. Patrick Mahomes is getting the heat here on the show today. I can't wait to see that. And Up and Adams will donate $1,000 to a very special player and his cause. We do it every week. It's called Cake Gotcha, and the whole show starts now. Notes of apple and citrus. This is a hangover in a bottle. An absolute hangover. This is the kind of stuff that people in the club order when they just want to spray it.
Yes.
They want to shake it up and spray it. No one can drink it. This could like burn acid. I'm going to get sued by it. Guys, welcome to the show. We've got a big one. Gronk is here, so literally big. We have a special guest. A special question. We're going to do an Ask Gronk Anything. You're involved. You guys have to ask him questions. We're going to actually take a chunk of time on the program today to get your questions for Gronk answered. So get it done. You guys get in the chat here. Marissa McBride is excited about Gronk Day. You guys we're celebrating, apparently. Look at this stuff you guys have.
Oh, yes, we are.
We're
for
ready
a very
to go.
special reason.
That's a cool Packers hat.
Right?
What is that?
1919
Oh, this
Packers.
is a throwback, 1919 Packers hat.
I like that.
Yeah.
Original colors.
Okay, I got heat yesterday, guys, for not asking Debo about his hat. Apparently his hat was like some San Francisco Giants Niners mashup, and I didn't.
That's on me.
I got crushed for not asking about the hat.
That's on me.
We'll do better today, okay? We'll talk to Gronk. Maybe, what's his dog's name? I can't
Ralphie.
think of it. Ralphie will come on the show. Marissa's always got me, and that's why we love this program at Up and Adams Show. Let's get to it, guys. It's Wednesday. We're getting in the flow of it. You know what happens on Wednesdays on the show. It's time for a round of underreactions. Everyone likes to overreact. We're going to tell you about the things that you should be paying a little bit more attention to, what's flying under the radar. And I want to start with somebody who never thought, I never thought would be a part of this segment. Josh Allen, Madden cover boy, dating a Marvel superstar. All this talk about Taylor and Odell and Kim Kardashian and Travis Kelce. Like, that's the power couple. Nobody's even talking about them. But that's not the underreaction. I genuinely think we are not giving enough love to his performance on Sunday. And it wasn't just the numbers. People, which sure included the second highest completion percentage of his career, no turnovers, a sky-high passer rating that led to a blowout win over the visored one, Josh McDaniels and the Raiders. No, it was the way he went about racking up those stats that these Bills fans should be rejuvenated and excited about, because, guys, there was a tangible change in approach from Ken Dorsey and the way the Bills ran this passing game. I mean, did they hear Gronk said, Gronk was like, Josh Allen misses Dable, and Ken Dorsey was like, oh, no. Okay, they're trying to cut down on the turnovers, and it worked. This was the second time that Josh had a turnover-free game in his last 10 games. So what was different? Well, the Bills doubled their use of play action from week 1 to week 2. More than half of his throws were less than 10 yards downfield. That's compared to 30% of them against the Jets. And a quarter of those were at or behind the line of scrimmage, which is 3 times last year's rate. So if you're wondering if this strategy, like, oh, well, why weren't we doing that for the past 10 games? Like, where was that against the Jets on Monday night? Is it sustainable is the big question mark. Well, all of those numbers in the short passing game are right around what the Chiefs have called for Patrick Mahomes over the last 3 seasons. And it doesn't mean we won't see crazy throws, from him when he has to throw the ball, of course. And when you really look at what's played into the success of quarterbacks around this NFL, in this modern day, even Mahomes, by the way, it isn't about chucking the ball downfield every play. Sure, that's the highlight reel. That's what you're seeing on the old TikTok, the Daniel Jones-less TikTok. But if you look at the foundation of what they do, it's about getting the ball to your playmakers, letting them make plays. That's it. So I think if we can see, and if Dorsey has the sort of discipline to roll out this approach again this weekend in Red Hot, Washington, look out. Commanders, pew, pew, they're on fire. And if Josh, by the way, sticks to it, he'll be back at his MVP caliber level of consistency going forward. Guys, but if the Commanders beat the Bills.
Ooh, baby.
We gotta go. We gotta
We're
go.
going.
I know you wanted to go to the Thursday night game. in Philly last week. But to me, like, there's no game. I mean, maybe I'd want to watch Bijan. I really would like to see him in person. But I got some Commanders game on my schedule circled. We have to go.
We have to go.
It's the biggest party. We'll bring our Andre. We'll bring our Andre Commanders fans.
30,000.
Yeah, and but I've seen people like be like Commanders, and I'm like, no.
We were on that.
You're on it.
My team.
We were on
My
that. You
team.
started that trend.
Okay, as for Mahomes, and guys, but hold on, let's see what we got. The hair bun is on point. I don't know, I just wanted it slicked back today.
Love it.
Thanks, guys. Eric Bieniemy not getting credit for Washington. I think he's getting lots of credit, but we talked about this on this very show. It is Howell going out there and executing said game plan. So as you noticed with the Bills, we gave credit not only to Dorsey, but also to Josh Allen. So it sort of works in tandem. I don't think one's getting credit and one's not getting credit. Ask Gronk what he thinks of Nate Burleson's comment that Travis Kelce is the GOAT of tight ends. Oh, shots fired. Shots fired. We'll maybe get to that. I think we have to ask Gronk, like, him and Camille are the power couple. Are they being unseated? As said power couple by
usurped?
No way.
A lot of competition.
No way, because Gronk and Camille are so low.
They're solid.
They don't want any to be in the. They're not like press people. They're not like
Yeah. And
This
they're
is all.
besties.
This is all. I don't know. I mean, Jason Kelce confirmed that they're dating.
I know.
You heard that?
On 94 WIP.
94 WIP.
My
Big
favorite
fan.
radio station. Come on.
I was not at I wasn't going to do the WIP. I didn't have time. I'm sitting outside the airport, and Marissa's like, "Do this WIP," and I'm like, "I don't have time. I don't have time." But I sat in the back of a car. I made Dan, everybody leave the Sprinter van, and I did that call, and I had a lot of fun. So shout out to everybody at WIP/TMZ for breaking that down. Okay, let's go. What are we going to talk about now? The Chiefs, I think. Yes. Okay. As for the Chiefs, we're talking underreactions here. Some fans are sort of freaking out about their lack of offense so far this season. They had the shaky performance from the receivers against Detroit. There was a sloppy 17-point showing even without Kelce back in the lineup Sunday in Jacksonville. But I prefer to focus on the performance of the defense and how significant it is that this might be the best one Patrick Mahomes has ever had. I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. I'm not worried about the offense. They'll start clicking at some point. It's early. It's Mahomes. It's Andy. It's all of it. I think what the defense is doing already now is going to be something different and pretty scary going forward. Chris Jones, back. Had a sack and a half in his return. He was all over Trevor Lawrence all game long. Oh my gosh. I have not seen this Doug Peterson Jags offense get completely shut down like this since he came in and took over. They had 9 points. They went 3 for 12 on third down. They were 0 for 2 on fourth down and 0 for 4 in the red zone. And it's not just about Chris Jones. The young players on the defense, they are emerging as stars. L'Jarius Sneed, Trent McDuffie, one of my favorite names in the NFL, Trent McDuffie. They're becoming one of the better quarterback duos in the league. Are they among the best? They might be. They held Calvin Ridley to 2 catches for 32 yards on the game, and they were in his face all day long. It was not fun. Nick Bolton, superstar, local hero. Everybody loves him. He was everywhere once again. People in KC know about him. It's time everybody starts talking about him. And, people were worried about Kansas City losing Frank Clark not doing it for Denver. Second-year edge rusher George Karlaftis, a phenom, okay? He's racking up another sack and a half against the Jags. I know it's a small sample size so far, but this is about draft picks that Brett Veach has put together over a set of time and what he has done to invest in this group and the talent that's out there. I think it's going to continue. Mahomes has never had, this is so freaking impressive about him, Mahomes has never had a top 5 scoring defense in his career, okay? He has one now. And he's only had a top 15 total defense, guys, once. Once KC's offense gets clicking, and they will, this is scary news for the AFC. And who did they have this week? Justin Fields?
The Bears.
Yikes, Justin Fields, yikes. Okay, and I never thought I'd say this about this team, but I do think we're underreacting to how dominant. I'm gonna eat my words. I feel like I'm in one of those confessionals on Real World, and I'm gonna say something, and they're gonna roll it back in 2 weeks and skewer me on it. I think we're underreacting to how good the Cowboys, how dominant the Cowboys have been so far. Okay, I've heard a lot of, but it was the Jets and it was the Giants and this isn't a reason to dismiss them when the Giants were a playoff team last year and improved this offseason and improved into week 2. And the Jets, by the way, have a top 3 defense in the National Football League. And besides, they haven't just won a big game or whatever. They had annihilated their opponents. This is happening, guys, at a rate we should at least enjoy while it's happening, but at a rate that we've rarely seen before. Since 1990, look what a sick pup Hamilton is digging up these numbers. Since 1990, only the 2019 Patriots won their first 2 games by a wider margin than this Cowboys team. The only team that's even matched it during the span is that 14-2 Chargers team from 2006 with LT and Rivos and Lights Out Sean Merriman saying, sign him up on Instagram. Okay, like that was that team. And while the defense has gotten some of its shine, sure, it's really the whole team that's very impressive. We can't just overlook what Dak and this offense did last Sunday either. I saw Craig Carton say, the Cowboys haven't done anything. I just showed you, Craig Carton, historically what they did. Okay, Dak completed 80% of his passes and led 7 scoring drives against that Jags defense. CeeDee Lamb had 11 catches for 143 yards against that secondary. Maybe I'm going to be wrong, but I think it's a mistake to sort of fall into they're going to be the same old Cowboys rap this year. This team hasn't been this good on both sides of the ball in a really long time, so let's just enjoy it, okay? And it feels a little different right now with the sort of dominant wins that I just outlined, doesn't it? What do you guys think? At Up and Adam Show on Twitter, on the old YouTube machine here. Let's see, the Chiefs will be in the Super Bowl and will run into the Cowboys' buzzsaw defense and lose. I could see it happening. Marissa's like, I don't want to hear it. My Eagles are going. All right, guys, I have a couple fun things to tell you. We are going to do a parlay, a no-sweat bet with Gronk on the show. We're going to celebrate. We've got your Thursday night football parlay at FanDuel Sportsbook, but we've got an incredible offer. New customers can bet $5 and get 200 in bonus bets guaranteed. So, download the app. You can enjoy the NFL season with an offer that you will not want to miss. FanDuel, official partner of the NFL. Loving the chat. Looks like Kay repping the Raiders. No, not repping the Raiders. But we've got Gronk ready to come on the show. Plenty more to go. It is Monday, Tuesday, Gronk Day. We won the parlay. Do we have another winner? Can we get on a roll here? Here he is, Sans Ralphie. Always a different background, but always dancing. Okay.
First leg, TJ Hawkinson going for over 25 yards. Come on, he's the highest paid tight end in the league. When you're the highest paid, you gotta go over 25 yards. Come on, Kay.
I'm going to go with this. Justin Jefferson, 70 or more receiving yards. And that's not a lot, by the way. You just saw Mac Jones in the rain light up this defense. Like, we saw that happen. So even if they keep Justin Jefferson relatively in check somehow, 70 yards is absolutely the floor for Justin Jefferson. So that's my leg. What's your next one?
My other leg is the Vikings to cover plus 8.5. I mean, we're all in with the Vikings, Kay, so let's go. They got to cover.
And the last leg, so this is a 4-leg parlay, guys. No sweat bet. If you opt in, you get bonus bets back. Even if we lose, Jalen Hurts, anytime touchdown. Woo!
Yeah!
Woo! Brock, we did it!
Oh,
Go ahead. Woo!
pull it! Pull it!
Popping bottles!
Oh, shoot.
We
Brock,
popping bottles! Hold
we
on.
did it. We did it.
And here I go. I'm in my office, so I don't
Oh
want
my
it to
gosh.
go everywhere.
FanDuel sent you a bad bottle. This is what they sent me. That's what they sent you. Woo! Woo!
Paperwork.
Paperwork.
Oh, shucks.
Shucks. Who says shucks? Who says shucks? Oh boy. This is gonna be a great interview. Great
Hold on, let me
time.
clean my office real quick, Kay. I gotta clean up real quick. Hold on.
Okay, you're good.
We have a 15-yard delay of game.
Okay, we got you. You do it. You clean up your office. You got to clean up all of your stuff. We got what was that confetti?
Okay, I tried to make the confetti pop, and I bought it a year ago when your parlay curse was there.
Okay. Hey! Did you have to bring up the parlay curse?
Well, it's over now.
Gronk and I are on a roll. I'm looking at our chat, guys. Get your question. We've got an Ask Gronk Anything going on the old Up and Adams thing. Club K in full effect. Bubbles are dangerous. Gronk screamed like a child. Clean up Gronk. Gronk gets it going. Gronk used to twist offs. No, mine was a twist off. They sent you like a $100 bottle of Vouv. What is this?
My office actually looks cleaner. It was the first time I ever cleaned it. So thanks, Kay, for the bottle of champagne for the celebration.
Wait, is that a towel or a blanket? What are you using to clean that?
It was a towel. I just actually got out of my pool. It's about 55 degrees, and I jumped in just for the fun of it to wake up this morning. And then I came in here, hopped on the show, and now here's my towel. But I got to use it to dry off from the pool, and now I got to use it to clean. So double use.
No, we love a double use. We love a versatile weapon out there on the old field. Cheers to you, my friend. We somehow did it. All 4 legs of our Thursday Night Football No Sweat Same Game Parlay hit. We did it. I was so excited. We got to keep this going. So let's go. Tomorrow night, Thursday Night Football, we've got 2 regulars, 2 friends of our show, Daniel Jones and Deebo Samuel. They're going head-to-head. It's Niners, it's Giants. I let you go first last week, so let's keep this juju going. What is your first leg of tomorrow's parlay?
Yes, I'm going to go with the Niners covering minus 3.5. They're going to do it. They're on fire. They got a great defense, good offense. They're going to cover minus 3.5.
Okay, I'm going to go with Brock Purdy, 200-plus passing yards. He's thrown, and I just keep it going. He's consistent. He's thrown for 200 or more in 7 of his last 8 starts.
Yes, that's definitely a good choice. And then my second choice is going to be a George Kittle anytime touchdown. I mean, he had 12 touchdowns last year. He hasn't had a touchdown in the first game or the second game of the season this year. So he's due to have a touchdown this Thursday night, Kay.
I asked Deebo about him yesterday, and I said, everybody's had a big game. Ayuk's had a big game. CMC's had a big game. You, Deebo, have had a big game. Where's the George Kittle game? He torches Thursday Night Football. Some dudes just like those short weeks, and Kittle is one of them. Okay, and then last leg, I'm going to go with the aforementioned Wonder Boy, CMC. Christian McCaffrey, 40-plus rushing yards. That sounds like easy. He's the NFL's leading.
Easy.
Yeah, I know. Don't say that. He's the NFL's leading rusher right now. He's averaging 134 yards per game on the ground. So that pushes us to, by the way, this is awesome if it hits, plus 400. Woo, woo, woo. And that means it qualifies, guys, for the no sweat parlay, which is absolutely awesome. So to recap, we've got the Niners covering at minus 3.5, Brock Purdy throwing for 200-plus yards, George Kittle to score a touchdown, and CMC to have 40-plus rush yards. Odds, guys, of course, subject to change over the next 24 hours or so. But listen, anybody can place a 3-leg same-game parlay on this week's game between the Niners and the Giants, and you get bonus bets back if that doesn't hit. It's great. No sweat. Roll with the one that Gronk and I built for you, of course. Or go build your own, and you can apply that no sweat same game parlay over on FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. All right, I want to talk to you about this game tomorrow because the Giants, that comeback was insane. We talked to Daniel Jones about it. I was like, what did you have in your IV at the halftime that this happened? And I asked him yesterday if Dable was calling plays in the second half. Look at what he has to say.
I'm always getting the plays from Kafka and obviously Dayball, it's his offense. So we're all kind of communicating on the sideline and, but I'm always getting the plays from Kafka and yeah.
Yeah, that was kind of a basic answer. He didn't really want to give it away. He didn't really want to throw his offensive coordinator under the bus, which is understandable. I really do think Coach Brian Daboll definitely took over the play calling 100%. That's what he's great at. He was offensive coordinator at Alabama, dominated, won a national championship there, was a great offensive coordinator with the Buffalo Bills. Josh Allen struggling a little bit since he has left. And then he took over head coaching duties. So you hand off that role to an offensive coordinator, just like the defensive side of the ball. You give it to a defensive coordinator to run the whole defense, and you just overlook everything going on as a head coach. You're basically kind of like a manager, but with what he saw going on, scoreless for 6 quarters of football. A Dable offense, scoreless for 6 quarters of football. That is
crazy.
Unheard of. He had to take over the play calling and open up that playbook and start airing it out. And that's what they did. They put up 31 points in the second half, had that unbelievable comeback. That's what the New York Giants should be doing every week.
Gronk, you're on fire.
I just came out of that cold pool, remember?
I know, our whole chat is just like, man, wow, Gronk is cooking. Gronk's on fire. Okay, so what do you think happens in tomorrow's game?
I think the 49ers, man. I mean, they're too good of a team. I mean, their defense, I think they have the best defense in the NFL, even according to statistics over the last 2 weeks. And it's also continuing from last year as well. It's not like a surprise that they have a good defense. And then Brock Purdy, I think he has maybe the best QBR rating in the NFL through week 2 as well. There's one little thing about Brock Purdy is he did miss a couple passes last week. He's not that great at throwing the ball down the field. He's great at managing the game, getting the ball and the short passes to his players and letting them do the thing. If he starts hitting the passes that are deep, they're going to be a team to reckon with this year. They're going to be unstoppable. But the San Fran, they're just too good. Hopefully it's a good game, but San Fran's going to come down with it.
All right, that's great. You guys can go to our parlay at FanDuel Sports. We're going to ask Gronk questions that you guys are going to ask him. He doesn't know what's coming, but here they are on our chat. Somebody says, it was against the Cardinals, Gronk. Calm down. Okay, whatever. Somebody says, does Gronk prefer a Roman spear or a sword if he was in combat?
Oh, I would prefer a sword. Definitely a sword. A Roman spear, you got to have some accuracy. That's a lot more practice it takes to understand how a Roman spear works. You got to be able to throw it with accuracy. A sword you can just pick up and just start freaking stabbing people. I mean, I feel like that's easier.
40-plus newbie says, ask Gronk to call my boss to suspend my 9:30 a.m. meeting because I don't want to miss the show.
I will call him. Please send in the number and the contact. I will call your boss. You actually deserve the whole day off, buddy.
I love it. King Quab says, question for Gronk, favorite regular season memory with your boy Brady?
I would say versus the Indianapolis Colts when Jonas Gray had the 200-plus yard football game, and then he got cut about 2 weeks later. Unfortunate, because I think he missed a team meeting. And then, that has nothing to do with what I'm about to talk about, actually, the question. But when he jumped on my back, when I scored about that 30-yard touchdown on the little 5-yard out, and then Tom came running full speed and jumped on my back and went for a piggyback ride.
That's a beautiful memory. We love to hear it. Hey, Gronk, how do you feel about your Buccaneers? Let's go.
Yes, Baker is baking right now. Love my Buccaneers. Love everyone down there. Love the front office there. Love the teammates that I played with there. They're great guys. They deserve it. I called it from the beginning. I said the Buccaneers are going to be underrated this year. And now Baker has the confidence. He's ready to go. They gave him the keys to the offense. I kind of feel like he's a more humbler type of player now. I mean, he was a little bit cocky, I feel like, at the beginning of his career. But, he has settled in now. He knows what it takes, and they're doing their thing, 2-0.
2-0. No chance you go back and hang out with Baker, huh?
Maybe I'll go back and hang out with him. He's baking. If I'm hungry, I might have to stop by,
Here's my question, because people are, it's just, whenever anything with Brady happens, your name comes up, right? So if Brady all of a sudden, and I know he's not, but if he were to come back, would you give it a consideration?
No.
No. Even if you said, like, I'm coming back, I'm going to come back and I'm going to take over for the Jets for the next 10 games and like, come back, you would say no.
I could not, because then I wouldn't be on the Kay Adams show every week. Kay Adams show
You
is more important than playing with Tom Brady.
Oh, you've had too much champagne, my friend.
No, I
Okay.
am feeling it. I am a little tipsy right now off of 2 sips.
What does it take? What does it take to give you a little buzz, a little something? You're so big.
Probably about 1 IPA, which an IPA, yeah, I started drinking a couple IPAs lately. It's like, I work out that day, sweat all over the place, and I sit down on the couch, watch a football game, have an IPA, a 16-ounce IPA. It's about 8.5% alcohol, and then just have one of them, and I'm cruising. I'm just sitting there enjoying my night.
Gronk, how many pieces of furniture do you break monthly?
Well, not really. Growing up, it was a piece of furniture at least once a week. But now that I got a dog, he's ruining my furniture every month. He jumps on it, his pee stains. I mean, somehow these dogs, they go pee, but then there's always like a little drop left, and then they come in the house, they jump up in the couch, pee stains all over the place, ruin the couch, digging into it to find their spot to go to sleep. So yeah, I mean, he's a part of me. So 1 couch a month.
1 couch a month. Guys, he goes through 1 couch a month. You gotta love it. Okay, we have, here's an interesting, we have a special guest submission with an Ask Gronk Anything question. It sounds like your fellow tight end, Darnell Washington, has a question for you. Darnell, what's up?
What's up, Gronk? It's Darnell Washington here. The question I have for you today is, what advice would you give a rookie tight end our size? And also, I am looking forward to joining the show this season.
All right, Donnell. That's a good question, man. One advice I would definitely say to give a tight end our size. I mean, first off, you got to learn the playbook. I struggled my rookie year. I didn't really know the plays that well. I didn't really get onto the field until about my 10th game in the season. So you got to know the playbook inside and out. Get your brain in that playbook. Study every single day. Know what you're doing. Know your assignment so you can just walk out onto the field and you can just, boom, the ball can be snapped and you know what you're doing and you just react to what's going on. And a tight end our size, figure out your forte. I mean, we're big guys. You want to be able to block. If you can block, you're going to have a long career in the NFL as a tight end. And that's what you're doing, man. Keep up the good work and just keep finding niches to keep being a better blocker.
Gosh, I need to go to the YMCA in the morning before I go to the show because you are like on fire in a way that you're bringing the energy.
It was the YMCA. It was the cold pool.
Yeah, I'm telling you, you're carrying me. I got to hit the YMCA on the way. Is there one between here and where I live? We'll see. Next up on Up and Adams, the battle of Zach versus Mac. Like your Patriots, I'm worried. I'm worried in a way I didn't think I'd be worried. But here we're going to go. It's a classic AFC East showdown. I mean, it is Zach Wilson against Belichick, so maybe I shouldn't be that worried. We've got Gronk after this. Don't go anywhere. Gronk Day. I don't know if you saw this, Gronk. Did you? This is Bill. I mean, longtime legend head coach. It's just the spiciest flag toss I've ever seen.
Yes, you know, it's great, though, to see Bill Belichick show some emotion. And they honored Tom Brady last week. And I guarantee you, Bill Belichick was wondering where I was. And in order to honor me, he decided that Gronk spiked that flag. He was thinking about me all game. How can I honor Gronk? And finally got the opportunity. He misses me. I was his favorite player ever, Kay.
Were you? Was he your favorite coach ever?
Yeah, he is. He is. He's my favorite coach ever, and I wouldn't be here without him.
That's true. 4-time Super Bowl champion, Rob Gronkowski. I'm a little surprised that didn't make your this week's edition of You've Got One, Rob.
Oh, yeah.
Show. That's why I took him and threw him out of the club.
Holy crap. Here we go. We got One Punch Love Drunk by Jordan Love, baby. He definitely looks like he had a little bit more to drink than me with this champagne bottle.
So, I mean, I don't know. He is the NFL's passer rating leader through 2 weeks. I'm just saying, that's pretty nice. Who hasn't taken an awkward tumble after some champs, you know?
Not me, Kay.
Not you, never. No, at least nobody has that on footage that I've
Come
seen.
on, let's see number 2.
All right, let's see.
Roll the number 2. All right, we got Josh Allen here. He's rolling. Oh, he hit the hurdle button a hair too early, Kay. Ouchie, ouch.
Is there anything worse than a failed hurdle? Have you ever done that?
I never did track, so no. I never tried jumping over a guy either.
Yeah.
That was not my forte. I just lowered my shoulder, but yeah, that one didn't really work out. I felt like he could have gotten the end zone if he just plowed through the.
Josh Allen, I started the show saying he's looking better. I think that Ken Dorsey heard you talking about how he misses Dable and he came to play.
Yes, he did. I agree 100%. Well, let's roll number 3. Let's see what we got. Patrick Mahomes rolling out. Wow, and he throws it to Donovan Smith, his lineman. I bet you the media will say, we have never seen this play before. What a magician Mahomes is.
I mean, that's sort of crazy. That's part of the show, Donovan Smith. Gronk, did you expect him to pull what my producers are calling the Dan Connolly out there? Back in your rookie year, 2010, your guard had a 71-yard kickoff return. Do you remember that?
Yes, he did. It was probably the best run by an offensive lineman in history. You got one rob, and Dan Connolly took that one rob to another level. I can tell you that. I was actually on that play. I ran full speed at the guy I was supposed to block, and I pancaked him. Dan Connolly ran right off my butt and ran for another about 65 yards right after that. So Dan Connolly, what a champ, what a run he had. That was my rookie year versus the Minnesota Vikings.
I love that. You're talking about these quarterbacks. Let's keep talking about the magician that is Patrick Mahomes out there. This week, it's the Chiefs taking on my hometown team, my lowly 0-2 Bears. 2 games this season. I know it's early. Justin Fields, it's just not looking pretty. Talk to me. A lot of debate on Twitter. Is it Justin Fields? Is it how the team's surrounding him, how they're using him, blah, blah, blah. What's going on with the struggles in Chicago?
I would say it's a combination of everything. It always is. I mean, in order to have a disaster of a football team, there's a lot of things that got to be going wrong, not just one thing, but it definitely starts with Justin Fields. I feel like the game, the speed of the game in the NFL has not slowed down for Justin Fields yet. I mean, there's a difference when you get from college and you go to the NFL, your first practice or so, you're out there and you're like, whoa, this is fast. You're not really used to it. And it still looks like that for him. And on top of it as well, he's definitely not getting any help, the way that he needs to get help. But overall, it starts with Justin Fields. He needs to be better, especially when the pocket collapses. He needs to find a way to get out of it and run the ball for a first down.
He's seeing on the old chat, the Bears are bad, Justin Fields sucks. Okay, everyone, 5-21 as a starter. Like Gronk is saying, it's not all his fault. Ernie's saying Justin Fields needs an offensive head coach. They'll throw 4 screen passes in a row this time. Field versus Mahomes, this is going to be a good one. Oh, boy. I think Gronk and K and champagne. Maybe the Bears just need champagne because it's all coming together.
Maybe Fields should just finish the rest of this bottle and go out there, and then he'll play great.
I mean, maybe. I want to go back to, we saw the Belichick thing. You have a lot of love for him, that team. And the Patriots, nobody thought they were going to, like, run the show in the AFC East. But then the Rodgers injury happens, and it's like, oh, maybe something can happen here. It's the Pats up against those Jets. The Jets who do have a top defense, right? You so eloquently referred to the Jets color as poop green last week on the show. But it's the battle of Zach versus Mac. Who wins and why?
I'm going to have to go with the Patriots, hands down, 100%. I mean, let me think. The Patriots beat them, 14 times in a row? Is that correct? Or did I read that stat wrong lately?
It sounds right. He's had a lot of success up against rookies, of course, but then Zach Wilson, too. So.
Exactly. The Jets are the Jets. They got Zach Wilson now. If they had Aaron Rodgers, it would have been definitely a closer game. And I would probably say the Jets could have a great chance of winning, but they don't have Rodgers anymore. It's Zach Wilson. They have Zach Wilson's number. If you watch the previous games over the last 2 years, Zach Wilson at the quarterback position versus the Patriots, it's quite embarrassing. He's throwing bombs down the field, 40 yards down the field, and there's not even a wide receiver within 20 yards of the ball. And then Devin McCourty, who's actually retired this year, would just go under the ball and basically fair catch it like a punt and intercept it versus Zach Wilson. And he did that about 3 times over the last 2 years versus the Patriots. They have his number. They're not going to do anything versus the Patriots defense. The only way is if the Jets win, it's because they score defensive touchdowns and they score on the special teams. It's not going to be because of the Jets offense.
What did you make of, Belichick and O'Brien, they benched the rookie Demario Douglas for fumbling, but they didn't do it for Zeke Elliott. What are the rules?
The rules are whatever rules he wants to make up right at the current moment, okay? Yep.
That's fair. Bill O'Brien, you have a lot of faith in him. So I knew you were coming on today, so I listened to him at the podium yesterday, and he talked a lot about, like, consistency. We haven't found consistency, and that seems really obvious, but so what's the solution for that in your eyes?
I would say going out to the practice field, you got to first off be consistent out on the practice field. But I kind of really don't agree with him. I think the offense for the Patriots have been doing a good job. They just really haven't been finishing. That's what they got to do is finish. Their consistency of moving the ball has been good. They've been calling great plays. They've been getting it in their playmakers' hands to get the ball down the field. But it's just the finishing. They got to finish. You got to score those touchdowns. You got to put points up on the board, and that's just not what they're doing. But they are moving. They have a good offense. Great plays have been called. Billy O's been doing a great job. Mac looks super comfortable. I don't think Mac Jones is the problem at all on the offensive side of the ball, and they've been moving it. So I don't think there's a problem. They just got to score. That's what they got to do is score and finish. Patriots
maybe get their first win of the season against the Jets. What else are you looking at? Are you working the Fox vibe this weekend or no?
No, I'm actually off this weekend. I don't have to travel to LA, which is nice. The traveling can definitely get to you. But I'm off this weekend. I did such a good job last weekend hosting Big Noon. Saturday.
Wait, how was that?
That was really fun. The atmosphere was electric. The kids were great. It was from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. Colorado time. But here's the kicker. My flight, I sat in the airport for 7 hours Friday night last week. I called them up. I was like, I can't make Big Noon anymore. I'm disappointed. I'm sad. I was miserable. I was sitting in the airport for 7 hours. Fans were harassing me. People were freaking asking for autographs. It was crazy, and I was miserable. And when you're miserable, that stuff is tough because you're just sitting there in the airport. Yeah. So I call them up. Luckily, they got me a private jet, 4 a.m. I went home, went to bed for 3 hours, woke up, hopped on the private jet, 3.5-hour drive flight to Colorado, slept the whole flight, went right from the flight right to hosting Big Noon kickoff for Fox. And let me tell you, the atmosphere was electric. Hopefully I can have some more opportunities to do it more.
Whose private jet?
I think Mark Ingram and Brady Quinn got it for me. So whatever hookups they have, You know, I need those numbers as well. It was pretty impressive. In 6 hours, they got me a jet. That is cool. That is dope.
They weaseled you a jet. That is the wildest thing I've ever heard. So then you get there, and then are you like, why don't I have this all of the time? That's what I would say. So I'll see you next week on Big Noon.
You know, that's why I fly commercial. That's why I fly in the main cabin and middle seat, just so I can stay humble and I don't get used to luxury like that.
I'm surprised your costume didn't work. Usually you're hidden when you're at the airport, no?
No, it does work. I was hidden, actually. I just wanted to make the story sound. I was so miserable sitting there for 7 hours. I just added that to it. But I was miserable because I had the mask on and couldn't breathe that well.
Somebody said Gronk is Richie Rich. He should get his own G6. Ingram is the real goat.
Those things are $80 million.
Wait, can we just give a little toast to how amazing Mark Ingram is? Mark Ingram is.
Yeah, Mark Ingram's awesome. Toast to Mark Ingram.
Yeah, he's crushing it.
Players back in the day.
We're going to take a break here, I think. Next on Up and Adams, the hot takes are not going to stop. Gronk said, he's got to predict a Gronk for Week 3 action. I think it's already bold enough to say the Patriots are going to take down this top defense with the Jets. But Gronk says it's under control. We've got our parlay up. We've got a battle of 0-2 teams in Minnesota. Stay tuned. Gronk previews Chargers, Vikings, and I've got a Charger making an appearance on the show.
Third down, 9 yards to go. Spears in the backfield. Pressure's coming. Tannehill dancing in the pocket. Wrapped up and taken down. Down to the 1, Morgan Fox.
You know, that, my friends, is Chargers defensive end Morgan Fox. He entered his 7th season in the NFL. He started 12 games for LA last season, a career-high 38 tackles and 6.5 sacks, I do believe. So he's doing all this stuff, like a lot of NFL players. They're making these plays on the field, and they're helping their defenses, and they're, good locker room guys, and some of them are dating, superstars, whether it's Kim Kardashian or whether it's Taylor Swift or Camila Kostick, Rob Gronkowski. But they're always doing all this stuff, and it's just so irritating, and so, by the way, arrogant of them to think they're gonna get away with all the stuff that they do. Well, let me tell you this, Morgan Fox, I caught ya. You have a very special connection with Wounded Warrior Project, so tell me about you and your dad's work.
I grew up around the military. Like you said, my whole family, my wife's, my father-in-law, he was in the military. My whole family's basically been in the military besides me. My stepfather's was in the military. So when I got into this position, into the NFL, and I felt like, there's not a lot we can do to give back to what they've done, but we can at least try. So having access to my dad, who, when he got, out of the military and started working with Wounded Warrior Project, kind of gave me an avenue to help where I can.
And I know your dad's, I really commend him for his work with Project Odyssey, putting together and helping manage a program. What have you learned in these moments that you're hands-on, that you're part of these conversations that Wounded Warrior puts together? What have you taken out of them?
Being vulnerable is strong, because there's a lot of things that these veterans go through that we can't even imagine. Things they've seen, things they've done, things they've been around. And it's hard for them to talk about, but being able to sit there and have just a talk about something, it helps a lot. Be able to talk and listen is the biggest thing I've gotten from the whole experience.
How are you transferring, what you're learning in these experiences, or what you're taking away into the locker room? Does this stuff help you be a better football player?
100%. Being around guys who have been, not even just guys, but people in general who've been in the, kind of the crucible and the fire of the hardest things to go through, and they're able to talk about it and be vulnerable. And those are the strongest people I've ever met.
Listen, I don't know how you thought you were going to get away with doing all this amazing stuff with Wounded Warrior Project. It's amazing. We also caught you, by the way, you and the Chargers, giving away 100 tickets to I believe it was the game against the Saints in the preseason last month. We caught you. We caught you doing such good. What does that kind of community thing do for Warriors and their mental health, you think?
It brings everyone together at a fun event. Something that kind of will let you get your mind off of what's going on and lets people go to the game and enjoy it is really cool. And it's really cool to be able to be a part of that.
All right, well, I got my cool Wounded Warrior Project hat on in support of you, because I think what you're doing is amazing. I think what your dad, Joe, does is amazing. And anything we can do to help make somebody's day a little better is amazing. And I want you to know that Up and Adams is donating $1,000 to Wounded Warrior Project to help sort of bring more of those projects together and sort of grow and heal, just heal everybody all around. So I hope you love that.
That's awesome. Thank you. That's amazing. Anything helps, and being able to just give back is great.
Him and his dad, long lineage of veterans doing their thing. We're so grateful to them. And here's just a little behind the scenes. I asked FanDuel in this partnership that I have with them and Up and Adams, what can we do? We're the leader. We are number frickin' one in the sports betting space. What can we do to give back? What can we do? These players are always doing great stuff, and sometimes it gets swept under the rug or doesn't get enough love. And so they gave me sort of budget. They said, okay, well, here's what we can give. And I asked, and they actually gave me more than I asked for. And they said, if you find causes that touch your heart, that you see people are doing great things, whether it comes naturally, whether it's a fan, whether it's a coach, whether it's an NFL team, whether it's whatever. And so we've been looking, and we sort of started this with Brandon Copeland last year, who's an incredible ambassador of what you should be on and off the field. And so then we found what Morgan Fox does. I mean, it's hard when you have all this stuff going on in your life and you want a personal life, but you also are 100% dedicated. You have to be when you're an NFL player. Anybody who takes time to go off the field and do that is so incredible. And so we were really happy to support Wounded Warrior. I've got the mug. They, of course, have a really nice partnership with the NFL, and it's so important to help support veterans in any way that we can. And as you can see there with Morgan Fox, the coolest part is he's doing what he thinks is good for others, but what he's really doing is filling his own heart and taking something else into his personal life, into his house when he gets home, and into the locker room to sort of be a better person. So we loved that. If you see a cause, if you see a player, if it could be somebody completely unknown, whatever, a fan doing good out there, we can make a difference on Up and Adam. So I hope you guys maybe submit and help us find those sort of stories and do that. So let's get to some questions. Let's get to some stuff here. Let's see. Please give Kate a Giants baseball cap, like a San Francisco Giants one, like Deebo Samuel was wearing, or like a New York Giants one. I don't know. Let's see. Wounded Warrior Project, such a worthy cause. Much respect to Up and Adams. And I'm just going to bring in Gronk here because Gronk, I think you're like the poster child for this. Everyone. You're very fun. You were very freaking good at your job, but it's what you did in the New England area, what you did with children's hospitals. There wasn't a time where I was working up there covering the Patriots where it wasn't like, oh, Gronk opened a reading room. Gronk opened a room you were always doing so much good, so thank you, and it's nice to pay it forward a little bit.
Yeah, definitely. It's always good to give back to the community. I mean, every Sunday we hit the field. The community, they filled the stadium, 80,000 plus people, to come out and see you. So whenever you could, give back to the community, whenever you had extra time on your hands to go to visit the hospital, go visit some kids, show them the right way, lead by example. It's always a great thing to do. And to tell you the truth, that established in me when I got to the New England Patriots. They do such a good job with their charity work. Every single Tuesday during the season, they had an opportunity to go and give back to the community with the Patriots. And that's just been established in me ever since I played for them, and it will continue for the rest of my life. So it's good to see good things like that, charitable work, and just giving your time to people that need it.
Yeah, hit us up. We'll be doing this every Wednesday. If you guys can help us find causes, that would be awesome for your fan bases and your teams. Gronk, I teased it going into break a few minutes ago, and I have no idea what you're going to say here, but should I ask if we're going to roll some tape?
Yeah.
It's Predict a Gronk with Gronk's best weekly NFL prediction. And here he is with his pick, Rob Gronkowski.
Predict the Gronk. This is my favorite segment because this is when I take over the show. This ain't the K Adams show anymore. This is the Predict the Gronk show. So yes, please stay off camera, okay? Thank you very much. But I'm going with the Vikings versus the Chargers game. And whoever loses this game, there will be some serious change in the organization eventually over the next few weeks. If the Chargers lose, head coach Brandon Staley will be gone. He will be fired. I don't know if he'll be fired this week or the next week, but he'll eventually be fired this year if he starts 0-3, because you're not coming back from an 0-3 start in the NFL. It's just too much competition. And then for the Vikings, if they go 0-3 now, there's going to be some serious change at the quarterback position. They have a good team, but they can't finish. They can't win games. Their head coach is going to be staying there. He's only in his second year, but I feel like Kirk Cousins will be shipped out. Someone's going to want to trade for him. That's a playoff contender. He's a good player. He's putting up the stats. He's playing well. Kirk Cousins will get shipped out, and they'll be building for the future. Hopefully tank for Caleb Williams out of USC next year. All right, Kay, you can come back. It's not my show anymore.
Oh, I'm
Predict the
okay.
Come back, Kay.
I'm back. Big changes for the loser of this game. That's quite a predict-a-thon. I like that. That's really good stuff. We're going to take some more questions because we can run back. Do we have a full screen of our parlay to maybe put out there to recap, to go out that? They're going to work on that in a little bit. Hey, I want to ask you, obviously there's a bunch of injuries already. Running backs, we got Saquon, we got the Nick Chubb, the Kareem Hunt signed. What do you, the Burrow thing, we both have a similar love. Everyone has a respect for Burrow, of course. It's not looking good. It's not looking good right now with his health, right? And he can't, now they can't let him rest. They can't bench him. They're 0-2.
Yeah, I love Joe Burrow. I mean, ever since I saw him play in the national championship versus when he was at LSU, and it's unfortunate situations to see all these injuries in the NFL. We all love football, but that's the nature of the game of football, is that there's going to be injuries. It's never good to see. It's very sad to see. I mean, we got Rodgers we got Chubb, and Chubb's was just very nasty. Just something you never want to see. You never want to see anyone go down with an injury like that. But that's what makes the game of football so great as well, is that these guys, they're putting their lives out on the line. They're putting their bodies out on the line. And that's why football is so fun to watch too at the same time. But you never want to see anything like that. And Joe Burrow, hopefully, it's nothing serious. And, hopefully he can come back when he's 100%. I'd say don't rush it. If you're going to aggravate it again this week, don't come back this week. Wait another week or two and come back when you're 100%.
It's really well said. Marissa's like, I don't know if she's drunk or she's like staring our producer, Marissa. What do you want to say to Gronk?
Gronk, we got a question for you. The season 32 Dancing with the Stars cast was revealed and you were not on it. Are you going to make a surprise appearance? Would you ever consider that?
Yes. I've been asked a few times, it just hasn't worked out. I got to be really ready for that. I know that takes time, that takes commitment. So when I'm ready for that commitment, and ready to, give my time to dancing like that, I would love to do it. You work on your footwork, which is great. It gets you to stay slim. I feel like, all the exercising that you're doing every single day, it's going to keep you in shape. That's 100%. So maybe in the future, but right now I'll bust a little move, just,
Okay.
Look at that, all right?
The salsa.
There we go.
I definitely need to go on Dancing with the Stars and improve my moves because they're pretty.
Well, maybe you could do it.
Great.
Maybe you could do it. We have 30 seconds left. Maybe we could do it power couple style. Your better half is quite the dancer. She's like one of the best dancers I've ever seen. But then you got Kim Kardashian and Odell hanging out. Jason Kelsey confirms that Travis is dating Taylor Swift. Who wins Dancing with the Stars out of those three couples?
Oh, Camille and I would definitely win Dancing with the
I
Stars.
agree.
That's 100%. I would take them on any day.
Travis can dance. Taylor, I don't know. Kim cannot.
Travis
Odell?
can dance. You're right.
You guys would win. All right, Gronk, you're the best. See you next week. Good luck. Play our parlay.
Bye, guys.